You put in the hours, you hit the targets, but at a certain point, the forward momentum just stops. You're pushing, but nothing is moving. Hitting a ceiling in your salary, title, or day-to-day engagement is a standard feature of the modern workplace. It is a structural reality, not a reflection of your work ethic. But staying in that holding pattern is expensive. Every year spent treading water is compounded lost income, and the daily friction of a stalled career quietly drains your energy. The logical next step is to find an expert to help you break through, so you look for a professional coach. Instantly, you are dropped into a highly saturated, totally overwhelming market. You need clear, objective strategy to figure out your next move. Instead, you're faced with an unregulated industry packed with aggressive marketing and vague promises. We need to cut through that noise. We are going to look at exactly who actually benefits from a coach, what the hard data says about the return on your investment, and how to skip the friction of finding the right fit. Because the biggest risk of a career plateau isn't staying stuck, it's burning your time and capital on the wrong solution. Before you spend a single dollar, you have to diagnose the exact type of friction you're experiencing. Let's look at a diagnostic breakdown of professional stagnation to see where a coach actually fits. If your symptom is simply that you are out of work and need a paycheck immediately, you require a purely tactical approach. You need a resume writer or a recruiter to get you placed. If the symptom is deep emotional fatigue, where the thought of working another week feels paralyzing, you need psychological support. That is the domain of a therapist. But if your symptom is directionless stagnation, where you know you are capable of more, but you lack strategic clarity, market positioning, and a plan to execute, that points directly to a career coach. A career coach doesn't dig into your past trauma, and they don't apply to jobs for you. Their function is entirely forward-looking and structural, helping you map your next move and holding you accountable to it. Treating a structural career problem with a resume rewrite or treating burnout with a career coach guarantees a negative return on investment before the work even starts. It is entirely fair to be skeptical of coaching. Coach is a title anyone can put in their bio, making it hard to trust the value of the service. To strip away the marketing, we have to look at the baseline data from the International Coaching Federation, which tracks actual client outcomes to establish an objective standard. This chart illustrates the quantitative impact of professional coaching on workplace execution. Clients report a 70% improvement in work performance and a 72% improvement in communication skills. Beyond hard skills, the data tracks the psychological requirements of career growth, showing an 80% metric for improved self-confidence when navigating difficult professional terrain. Those numbers are compelling, but they come with a strict trade-off. A coach is not a consultant who does the work for you. Achieving these results demands vulnerability, intense preparation, and proactive execution on your part. Contrast that required effort with the financial risks of navigating a pivot on your own. Without an objective sounding board, you are highly likely to underprice yourself and leave significant money on the table during your next salary negotiation. The empirical evidence shows that coaching is highly effective. But the return on your investment is entirely gated by your willingness to execute the strategy you and your coach build together. Knowing that coaching works is only half the equation. The immediate hurdle is the logistics of actually acquiring a qualified practitioner. The default behavior is to open Google or LinkedIn and search for someone who specializes in your industry. That search immediately buries you under thousands of profiles, creating an overwhelming volume of options that quickly leads to analysis paralysis. To bypass that open market friction, you can use a matchmaking aggregator. This shifts the burden of vetting off your shoulders. Platforms like Noomii use a SmartMatch process. This takes a massive input pool of over 34,000 professional coaches and runs them through specific filtering layers based on your precise goals, career stage, and budget. Instead of endlessly scrolling, this mechanism drops out a tailored shortlist of up to 5 targeted matches. The trade-off here is straightforward. The platform does the heavy lifting of curating the shortlist, but you still have to conduct the introductory chemistry calls to decide who actually feels right for you. Algorithmic curation successfully eliminates the market noise and the marketing spin, but the final responsibility for choosing a successful partnership rests squarely with you. Let's check the evaluation matrix. The climber, aiming for a salary negotiation or leadership, gets immediate returns. The pivoter, attempting industry transition, uses coaching as a strategic hedge. But skip this if you want a done-for-you service. Passive applicants wanting resumes rewritten will waste their money. Attempting to outsource the critical thinking and the actual heavy lifting neutralizes the value of even the most perfectly matched coach in the world. A career coach can illuminate the exact path forward, and an algorithm can cut through the noise to find you the perfect guide. But ultimately, you still have to put in the work to walk the path yourself.